Let's get started. Demo first of complete cheap hotel management system in Blazor hybrid app, where is we have .NET MAUI and web app with Firebase Realtime DB. So here we have all the platform. First we have that Android app, and then window app, and as well as we have that web applications. So this is the one application which have that all of the things along with Firebase DB. So let me see quickly what are the feature we have which we will implement here. So once this is a list actually binding the list from that Firebase DB, and where the options we can add that new hotel. So click on that new hotel and let me add one hotel, for example this guy, and then it is look like okay. So whatever the ratings and on will give you, and along with I'll just give you one URL, means image URL, so that I can save it that image, and along with it we can get it. So first I'm just creating. So once I click the create, now see this new hotel got created along with their image and their functionality. As well as if I want to edit something, so if I want to add it over here, so for example I want to add it with that updated photo. I don't want to use this photo, so what I will do, simply I can use it some other image as well. So let me add it, and also we can just update, for example this guy, and update it. So once you update, it should be also updated. Now see, image got updated and this guy updated, right? And also if I want to view whatever the hotels, actually the details, if I click that view, so I am getting that image along with their informations and everything's right. And if I click that go back, so it will go back to in our here the list page. And also there's a functionality, features which we can, if I want to delete, so we can as well as delete using this confirmation box, right? So if I know, so it should not be delete. If I click yes, so it should be deleted, and also list will be binding as accordingly. Same thing we can do for mobile application as well. Like see, this is Android application. So here what I will do, simply I can just add a new hotel. For example let me just quickly add this guy, and also just edit something, for example 3 star, right? Along with that 5 out rating on 5. And also if I want to some image, so let me quickly add this image and quickly create. So once I create, see, once I create, so this new hotel has been created. As well as here if you see, if you refresh your web application, so you will also get that hotels what we have added in your Android application. So that also you can get it from here, because all the data is saved in our Firebase DB. And same things actually if I just open that window application, so this is my window base applications. Here also if you go and just refresh that list, you will get that new data over here which we added in our Android. And same thing if I want to update something over here, for example I just do, like for example this is via window app, right? So if I window app and just once I update it, it should be updated over here. As well as this guy, just refresh your over here, and this got updated. As well as if you open that Android application, so it should be updated as well. So go back to navigation this guy, and once you go back to this guy, so now see this got updated, right? So this complete application we will implement in our .NET MAUI plus web app, which is newly introduced in .NET 9, right? So let's get start implementation. So before implementation, I'm especially recommend, if you first time visit my channel, so go to my channel which is .NET real world example, and this guy. So I'm especially recommend this guy because this is that newly template added in our .NET 9, which will provide .NET MAUI plus web app, and we can start our application for all that platforms. And in previously, if you talk about the .NET Blazor hybrid app, which is coming in .NET 8, that also capable to create that .NET MAUI plus web app. But yeah, there additionally we have to do. So if you are interested for that, so you can just go to Blazor hybrid app in my channel. So you will get all that stuff, like see this is the complete session.NET Blazor hybrid app, and it is the 11th session. And also if you want to see one by one, so also you can just get it over here. So that's all. Let's start the implementation. So I will take same example which we have to done last time, and also we have the repository. So this is my repository, right? So this is my repository. You can take it same reference over here, right? And I just downloaded this guy over here, right? And just let me open this application. So my application got opened. Now see here, you can see the three project over here. One is that web application project, another one is a shared application, and another one is the .NET MAUI native application, right? So what I will do, simply I just show you in running mode what we have, and last time we have achieved over here. So let me open in actually here, this see, these are two application, right? So I just choose .NET MAUI one. So if I run in a window application, so it will run and it will show what we have actually the out. Now it's got deployed and it is running over here. See, it is also saying it is a desktop app, and which have the default counter unbanned. And last time actually we just implement this QuickGrid in our Blazor hybrid app, which we can allow all that all that platforms, right? So if you don't know about that Blazor and hybrid app and grid, right, QuickGrid, so especially I'm recommend that you can watch my recommendation session. So before start this one, I think you have to go to that one. Okay, so now it's working fine for that our whatever our take example, that is working fine. So I will continue over here. So what I will do, I will remove everything and I will start from that hotel management system, which will coming the data from that Firebase DB, right? So quickly just close that. And first of all, for this, what I need to do, I have to go to the shared library, because everything I have to just create in shared library. That shared library will can get component from my our all that platforms. Like for example, whatever we have platforms. So we have that Android, iOS, Mac, Tizen, and Windows, as well as we have that you know web applications, right? So what I need to do, simply right click on that and go to that manage package, NuGet manage package. And here I will just introduce few of the package. Which one first we have to just add over here. See, already we have this two package, right? QuickGrid and that icon one. So here I have to require that Firebase DB. So for Firebase DB, actually this is that package name. So let me just check in the browser section, and once you get, so this is that package. So let me quickly install that and apply and accept. Once you're done, now we are good to go to start our implementation. So for here, what I will do, simply I'll just create a new folder over here in this component. Let me create a new folder over here, for example hotel, right? Because we are trying to manage the hotel, and in this hotel management system we have to add all that components. So first component would be our binding the list. So what I will do, simply I'll just create a component name as a list dot razor, and in this list the razor, we have to just call that Firebase DB client and get that data and bind over here, right? So for this, actually we have to inject that Firebase DB client, right? So first I have to just inject it over here. Let me remove everything over here and just add it over Firebase DB client. And this Firebase DB client actually required that namespace. So let me bring that namespace. So this is my namespace of that Firebase DB. So let me remove over here and make it in our global namespace page, like which is import dot razor page. So here I will add it that namespace, so that I don't need to define any other component one by one, right? So that is one. Now another thing, actually we required service that is called navigation for here and there, right? So that's why we have to record that navigation manager. So once you two things is done, also we have to just design over here, decorate actually route, so that this component actually call whatever request will call that hotel and list. So this component will load it, right? So that service and part is done. Now we have to add, we have to start our implementation. So first of all, actually, I have to record one list, that is iQueryable list, hotel iQueryable list. So for this, actually, I have to just create a private iQueryable, and then whatever model actually we have to return over here, right? So as of now, we don't have the hotel model. So let me quickly create that hotel as well in this shared folder. Right click on that and create a folder. And in this folder, let me add the model. And in this model, let me create that hotel, hotel entity or hotel model. So in this hotel model, whatever the properties we required, we can specify over here. So as of now, we required this four property. So let me quickly add this four property. Let me just zoom in for this. Okay, so let me add this guy over here and make it that public and save it. Now our hotel is there, hotel model is there. Now go back and also let me bring that namespace which is coming from, see, it is coming from here, the shared and then page and that hotel, right? So it is not right that. So what I will do, simply I have to just using over here directly, so that I can use for all of the place. So let me import that namespace of model, right? So which we have in here. This is my assembly name, and inside this is a model. So I just shared component, and inside that model, so I just add it over here and go back to, now see, the error has been gone. Now we are good to go to further implementation. So what I need to do now, further actually I required some pagination as well. So let me add then pagination. So this is part of that QuickGrid. So once you add that pagination, definitely you have to require some namespace. So let me quickly add that namespace. So see, this is that another namespace which we have to add inside over that import that result.file, right? So let me quickly add that guy. So what is that name? It is name something, is that quick grid, right? So let me add that quick grid and save it, right? So once you're done, now see, this also is gone. Now two or three things more required, but as of now I leave it. Once we implement this hotel list, then we can add it further. So now once you get that data, right, means declare the variable, we have to get the data from that client and get it the data. So for this, what I need to do, I have to just create a one method. Let me quickly create a one method which is load data sync. And in this load data sync, so what I need to do, I have to just call that guy. So I already explained some of the session you can go to, but yeah, I'll show you from the scratch over here. So fc dot child and whatever your entity's name. So my entity's name is collection name. It is not a entity, it is, you can say that collection. So my collection is hotel, and as observable, and as observable you can just return what is kind of entity, right? So what is kind of entity we have to return? I want to return as a hotel entity, right? And this hotel, in this hotel, and here we have to just subscribe. So let me quickly subscribe over here, subscribe. And this, in this subscribe, we have to just specify that item as I using as a lambda expression over here. So item, and this, in this item, we have to just we have to just manipulate our data, get the data, and we can use the data. So first what I will do, I have to just check over here. So is this item as an object, it not equal to null, then we can just use our object, we assign the data, like for example object id, which will be returning null. So whatever item dot key means, that is a keys, right? Because every collection has their own key. so that key actually we have to update in this id, right? And then finally we can just simply add it as a list. So let me quickly all that, one, it is just iterating, right? In subscribe method will be iterate one by one whatever collection, so that we have to just add it in this list. So we have to just add, actually we have to initialize, we have to just forget that initialize method of that list. So just add that list method, so that whatever data we are getting we can add it over here. And finally we can just update in our hotel list as well. So let me quickly add over here. So see, this is whatever the list over here, we can just assign this here in this hotel list, right? And we can update it our data. And then finally we can close that, right? And one two things actually we have to record over here, that is just we have to bait, uh you have to bait for till 2 seconds, right? Because actually that no, in the subscribe method it will take some time, so that's why we have to add it, actually the temporary solution we have to add over here. And then finally we can use as a method that is called change the state. So whatever data is updated, so finally it will change the state and it will got updated whatever place you want, right? So once you're done, now we are good to go to call this method in our lifecycle hook method in this component. So what is my lifecycle hook method? So this is my lifecycle hook method, which you can just get it over here for override, and you can get on initialize async method. And in this on initializing method, you can just call this method inside this guy and use that await. That's it, right? So now implementation part is done. Now whatever data we have to just design in our QuickGrid, right? So I have already handy that design. I actually many place actually I have just used it, so I'm not going to uh, writing again and again. So what I will do, simply I just complete copy of that design. So this is that design. So let me quickly add it over here and finally wrap it to that, and I'll explaining actually what we are doing over. See, simply I'm just checking if it is null, so it will loading. If it is not null, then it will adding a quick grid, and quick grid I assign that collection and that also pagination. And there is some template actually over here, and it is just binding the image URL and that no, description, and also we have that name, right? And rest of other stuff, right? So as of now I will not implement this guy, right? But that we will implement in later. So as of now just keep it as a comment over now, commented, and that we are good to go. And simply I just forget this, so let me add this guy. Okay, so now we are good to run this application, right? So what I can do, simply whatever actually new component I just created, so that I can just add it in our layout as well. So go to that layout in the shared library, go to that menu section, and here rest of part actually I just commented out over here. So just commented everything's over here, and just change it to whatever our path, right? Whatever route path. So change to over here the hotel, and then list, right? And here I just make it to hotel list. That's it. So I just added a navigation as well. So now if I run this application, so I can get the data. But here one thing actually still I'm missing, right? So see, I just integrate this if you go to again that list Blazor component, see, I just injected this guy, right? But I have to resolve this injection as well. So where I have to resolve the injection, so every platform you have to resolve. So for example, web application. So in this web application, we have that program.cs file, right? So here we have to just resolve that no, service, which we have to just use it, right? So let me add this client, Firebase client, right? And in this Firebase client, see, once I add this Firebase client, so it is adding a namespace as well, right? So if you face any issue, actually I just face one issue. If you first time just add this guy, so definitely you have to just completely build your solution, because you have to add in share project, right? And the share project already has a reference in your over here in this all that web application, right? So that's why what you need to do, if you just first time add it, so just rebuild and clean our solution and rebuild, and then you just try to add this Firebase client. So once you add, now see, I just adding a Firebase client, and in this Firebase client I just added this configuration, which I already actually described many of the session how we can actually use that. But yeah, you have to just create Firebase URL from that Firebase console app, and you can get it from there and just add it over here. So that is done. So once you save it, right, so now same things actually you have to do for that uh, MAUI app as well. So go to that MAUI app program file and that MAUI program here, and in this last you can just simply add this guy. So all that platform you have to just whatever service you're trying to use, so you have to just register as per their over there, right? So save it, and now just try to run for first window application. So now our application is running, and once I click that hotel list, now see it is trying to get the data, and now get the data is populated. See, along with that image, actually it is got populated because previously whatever data is that particular collection, I'm just getting from there, right, along with that image. But image is looks very high, right, because we have to design something. So what I need to simply close that and go to that component. So go to that component, let me add some design actually. So in this design over here, so I'll just add one design for that. So quickly add one design file, css file over here. So let me add, see, this is that design I just added, same name, and just design I just added few design, for example their image and all, right? So see, this is that image settings and all. So save it and now run it. Now got running, click that hotel list, and now see this time it looks good, right, image and name. But action is not there because I just commented. But yeah, don't worry, I'll just open uncommented that action and one by one implement as well. So for that read the data from that now Firebase DB, now it's good. And let me check for other platform as well, like see if we are checking in the Windows. So let me change to in our Android application as well. So let me run this in an Android application. Now application got deployed, and just try to run. Yeah, it is running. And once I change to this is home page, and once I go to that hotel list page, now see, same list binding as well as Android application as well. And same things we can check. For example, let me change to this to web application and run in as a web application. Now application got running. Once I click that hotel list, it should be loaded the data. Now see, data is loaded, populated for all over that platform, right? So now list part has been done. Now move it, go to that add an update section, so that I can add a new hotel along with that image, and also I can update hotels and their image as well, right? So close that all that things. Let me close and go back to your hotel here. So let me quickly add another component that is called is add an update. So it is a reusable component I will use for add and update as well. So that's why I just call it to add an update razor component. And here I'll just start to implementation. So my first actually implementation in this code block, actually I have to define that hotel, because we have to bind that hotel in this particular form, right? So I just add that, initialize that hotel. And also we have to record one parameter. If we're trying to add it, so definitely we have to require that particular hotel ID, right? So that we have to add it over as a parameter. And then what I need to do again, I have to just bind. If it is no add, that is fine. If it is edit mode, that definitely we have to get the data, and the data should be bind in this here. So for this actually we have to create a one method that will be return the hotel ID, hotel by this ID, right? And here what I will do, simply I have to check if it is that now hotel ID If it is not null, so that means it is edit mode. And in this edit mode, simply I have to just call this, you know, I have to just call this, Firebase client, right? So for Firebase client, I have to, if I require to call, so I have to just inject it in this component, right? So let me quickly inject it. So Firebase client and navigation manager, let me inject it. And then in here, I will just call that, that Firebase client to get the data to particular ID, right? So how we can just get it, that data? Simply, I have to just get this guy, and let me bring back so that you can understand and see that. Okay, see, simply I using that await fc, which is nothing. This is a Firebase client, and using the child and whatever the collection, along with pass that, key, right? Because I want to filter that whole collection by this id, right? So you can just specify slash and then id, and then use this method one single async and pass it that connect entity, which entity you want to return. So once you get this entity, you have to just simple whatever this, hotel, you have to just assign this guy to that result. So whatever result we have to get, we have to just assign to over here. Else, so if it is not edit one, so simply what I can do, simply I just assign or initiate, initialize that hotel class or hotel model, right? That's it. And once you're done, now we are good to go to call this method. So before call, actually we have to use that, state change, so that whatever state got changed, so that got updated, and it will be binding properly in our here, right? So that is done. Now another things, actually what you need to do, this method have to call while loading this component or that on parameter lifecycle hook method. So both way you can use it. So what I will do, I'll just use that parameter one. So override and what is that name, parameter. So override on parameter. So see, in this override parameter set, I'll just call this method. So this is that method. Let me call this guy. That's it, right? So once you call this guy, okay, let me, okay, yeah, I think I have to just close the running application. So let me close that. Okay, so now once I load this, on parameter set is completed, that it will come get it, right? And then based on this id, we can get the data and bind the data. So this is complete, right? Now one more thing, actually we have to implement. See, this is the load data, but we have to add and update functionality also we have to implement in this component, right? So for this, what I will do, again I have to just create a one more method, which is called update hotel or add update hotel, right? So let me call as a add update hotel. Okay, so let me change it so that for that add update hotel. And here again we have to do same things, right? So what I will do, first I'll just check it as a flag. So by default it's flag, it's true. And then again we have to check that same things, right? So this is that same condition uh to if it is edit or update, right? So if it is hotel id, if it is null, so definitely it is add. If it is not null, that means it is update. So in this case, actually I have to just call that update, put async method. So see, again I am using that Firebase client child collection, whatever id actually I want to update, so I just pass it over here. Then I have to use this method push async and pass it hotel, right? And while this passing that hotel, see, it is saying some issue because it is expecting string. So for this, what you need to do, simply you have to add this, namespace, which is Firebase database query. So once you use this Firebase database query, so it automatically convert whatever entity, it will convert to a string and pass it to over here, right? So once it's done, now similar things we have to do for else condition, right? So if it is updated, so call that put method. If it is add, so I use that post method, right? It is very simple. And then final check, like if it is success, right? So if it is not success, so it will keep the same method, right? Or if it is success, so if it will go to navigate to that our hotel list, right? So this is also, it's very similar, simple to add update implementation. Now we are good to go to bind our form. So I have already that form ready, so I'm not going to create an wasting a time over here. So what I will do, simply I have just to use this guy to check, okay, this form is a edit or update, right? It is a create or update. So based on that, hotel ID, I can just specify, and then I can just create a form, like for example here, right? This is a simple form. Hotel is not equal to null, right? So then this form is loaded, right? And this form also we can just check it, okay, it says update hotel, and also we just bind this hotel, right? So this is that hotel we just trying to bind, and also everything is fine, but only see the update hotel we already just created, right? So just let me change that name because this name is not correct, and this is update hotel, that is fine. And what else pending? Yeah, so this back to hotel list also is pending. So let me quickly create that hotel names as well, means back hotel functionality. So it is just simple, nothing, it is just navigation. So if I use that back hotel, so it will just navigate it over here. So now add an update hotel component also got created, means implemented. And now I have to just specify the route. What would be the route on this component? So this will be as a two route, because first is one is that single add one, and that another one is update one, right? So you can just multiple route as well, this particular single component. So I just add it over here, so that is done. So once is done, now go back to our list page, and go to that list page, and here I'm just uncomment that add one, and also we have to add this edit and add button, right? So first let me add that add button over here. So for that add button, I'll just use as a style over here. So see, this is simple, as a I just use that class, and inside that's a two deep. One is that the list of that list prompt, right? What kind of list? And here I just add that, specify that create hotel button, and this is that button, right? I will just create this button. As of now I will not create, but yeah, I'll just create it. And same things, just uncomment to that edit button, because both we have implement, right? So both we will do in together. So let me add it over here, so that rest two things will be hide, and this will be open. And this edit and add button we have to just edit over here. So let me quickly add this to functionality. So nothing, this functionality, it is just navigate to, for example, it's navigate to that page, nothing else, right? So see, I'm just using edit, so it is expecting this id, and this id just navigate to that particular component. So this is my component, right, which we have just added. And similar we have to do for that create hotel as well. So let me add this create hotel. So see, create hotel also similar, just navigate to that page, that's it. So once you complete to create function of create and edit hotel, right? So now go up, it should be gone. Now still as a one error. Now see, what is that error? We already created that function, right? But still it is showing one issue. So what is that issue is, see, I'm just using that svg icon, right? So this svg icon required some a namespace, so that is missing. So what I need to do, simply bring that namespace using that control.p period, and over here see, I have to record this namespace. So let me bring back that namespace, and this namespace just edit over here. You can just edit for the globally as well. So once you add it, now see, error has gone. Now I'm good to go to run and see in our add and edit functionality is working or not. Okay, so first I will run in our web application. So let me run in our web application. Okay, now it's running, and click on that hotel list, and it's loading. Okay, now see, there is a all that data is loading properly, that is fine. Now try to add a new hotel. So let me add a new hotel, for example, new hotel hotel by a BAB, because I'm trying to add a new hotel by a BAB application using that is, and whatever that URL I can just add it over here. So I'm just adding the URL over here, just create it. Now see, our application is loading, right? But here see, once I add that new hotel, so that hotel is not over here. You know why? Because see, data is added properly, there's a no issue. But issue is over here, this pagination. So there's a concept actually pagination, we just add it. If you see the over here, see, I just added that pagination concept, right? And in this pagination, if you look into this, so I just add it. By default it will appearing per page is size is 5, so that's why it is only showing the 5 data, because I just added whatever new data that is actually in the row number is 6, so that's why it's not visible. So it is a two way. Ideally you can just increase that page size over here, you will get it. And the next things also you can just add it, that pagination footer over here. So what I will do, I'll just edit that pagination footer so that I can just navigate and we can manage actually that pagination things using that click, right? So let me add that pagination component. So this is that pagination component which is providing this component, that quick grid. So I had added and then show it over here and save it. Now go back to in this application and see over here it is showing is a 6 item, page number is 2, right? So once you click that next page, you're able to see whatever you recently added your data. Now it is over here. And if I want to update something, so let me try to update. So this is that update click, and once you update, that same component is loaded with this their data. And let me try to update, okay? And also rating something, just down the rating, 4 out 5, and also just save it. Once you save it, it should be updated as well. Now go to again the next page. Now see, whatever data I newly edit, so that is got updated. That means add and edit options functionality is working fine. Now we have to moving to next functionality, that is actually the view. So that view, once I click that view, that whatever hotel details that will appearing in this the view section, right? So let me close that. And before close that, I'll show you this add and edit also should working in other platform as well, right? So let me close that and run it to in a window app as well. So let me choose that is a window application, choose here window platform and run this application. Now it's running a window application, right? Desktop application, and click on the hotel list. You will get that hotels, all the hotels over this designation. And once I click the next, see the new hotel also over there. But yeah, I want to add one more hotel from desktop itself, right? So let me add a new hotel via desktop app. And description would be something 3 star, 3 star, and 2 out of 5. And then image URL, let me add a one image URL over here, that is called something this, and just let me create it. So once you create it, and see newly item is added, last time it was 6. Once you next, now see this is that new edit via the desktop, also it is available over here. So same things will work on the Android, but yeah, that will do in the last end of this session. Will all that environment actually we will check it, right? So let me close and move it to next functionality, that is called details. So close that and quickly create a new component that is called a details. So it a razor component, and let me add a new component name is details. So details, edit the new component. And in this new component, what I need to do first, simply again we have to record that hotels entities means model, and then hotel ID, because based on that hotel ID I have to call one of that service which will return the data. So this hotel ID as a parameter I'm getting over here. And now let me quickly uh, call as a override function of that lifecycle hook method. So on initialize method, in this on initialize method, nothing we have to do special. We have to just call that that function of that Firebase client. So first I have to just inject it, as we have done so many component, right? So we have to just inject it Firebase client, and in this Firebase client simply I have to call as a function of get, you know, get that single record. So how we can get the single record? It's very simple, using this, using await and that fc and the child, and let me bring back this guy so that you can see simply whatever that collection, right? So this is my collection, and passing that id and using this method on single and passing that entity, it will returning that hotel entity, and it will map, actually get the data and map this hotel entity, and simply I just assign this hotel entity to our response. This hotel entity is as a response, right? So once you assign, that is done. And one more thing actually we have to do over here, the back button. So back button, again nothing special, we have to just as a back button, as a click on that back button, go to that hotel list, that's it, right? So let me quickly now change that block to hotel. So save it, yeah. So functionality is done. Now we have to add some style. So let me quickly add some style. So I have already handy that HTML style, so that's why I'm not writing again. So this is simple. This is this row which we have that button, right? And also this is that back button. So let me add that back button click event, and yeah, this is that back button, and this is hotel is null, so that appearing this section. And if it is not null, then simply I am just binding that image and along with their hotel name and description, that's it. It is simple design, right? And that's done. So once it's done, there could be one issue, because see, the image could be big, right? That's why we have to create this image class, so that we have to decorate over here. So let me quickly create a now css file of that details page, and we can just add it over here. So let me quickly create that detail.css page. See, this page we just created as a component, right? And here nothing, just we have to add that two style card image and card container, and that will be maintain our image, right? And once it's done, and the last things we have to edit over here, that is that route. So route is a very important, because without route how you can call? So this is that route, right? Hotel details and that hotel's id as a parameter, and same route we have to call in our list page. So go to that list page, and just uncomment it to that view section. So where is my view section? This is that view section, right? So let me uncomment that view section button, and this view section click event also we have to just create it to call that guy, right? So simply nothing special, just copy this guy and copy this button event. So button event would be this guy, and simply the change the url. So this is my url as a component URI. So simply add it, save it. Now we are good to go to run this application. So let me run this application. Now our application got running. Click that list page. Now I'm able to see that another icon, which is the view. So if I want to see this details of this hotel details, so click on that view, and now see I'm getting the details along with their image and their name and their rating as well, right? So a lot of things we can do, but as of now I just showing as a simple demonstration perspective. And also we have that back button, so click on the back, so it will go to that list page and loading that all the data, right? So that means that details page also is working. Same things you can check it on that web application as well. So let me change to web application and run this as a web application. So same functionality should be expected from here as well. So click on that any other one, like for example this guy. So see, this also we are getting the data along with that. So also back button is working. So that means its functionality is working for all that platform. Now the last functionality is we have to done over here, the delete one. So delete one, actually it's a little complex, like we can see once I click the delete, so it should be pop up pop-up dialog box which will show, okay, do you want to confirm, or that asking simply as a confirmation. So that confirmation dialog box we have to appearing. Once you yes or confirm, that should be delete. Okay, so for that, what I will do, simply close that application, right, and go back to again that hotel section, and simply add a new reusable component, because I will create a reusable component that is a call as a confirmations, right? So let me add as a component and call it to that guy, for example this. Okay, so delete confirmation, add it over here, and here nothing we have to do special, but yeah, we have to just, it is just a child component. Okay, and we will call whatever event and all in our parent component. So that how we have to decorate over it. So first, as a user input of this component, that would be as a visible, because based on that visible flag I have to show this component, it is actually hide and show. And then another two event and a callback event which we required for that cancel. Once a user cancels, so it should be cancel, and if you want to delete, so should be a delete, right? Means the parent component actually use the delete functionality for implementation. And now finally, simply I just create a delete function to invoke that delete click event, and also I have just create a cancel button which will invoke this button. Don't worry about that, these two function as of now we have not used, but we will use in our design. So let me quickly create a design. It is pretty much simple design, nothing complex. Simply I just create a if condition. It is whatever the flag, based on this actually it should be visible and false, and simply as a confirmation dialog box, right, which be appearing in this class. So as of now also we have to create this class as a design, and it is asking me, okay, this is a confirmation deletion, are you sure want to delete, and this is the delete and cancel button. So this will be invoked in this callback event, right? It is simple. Save it, and now go back to our list page, and here we will call. So here what need to do, we have to add a confirmation component, delete confirmation component, which we just created, right? So what is that name of that guy? It is a delete confirmation, and in this delete confirmation we have to call this event, right, cancel event, as well as that delete event, as well as that visible flags, right? So let me quickly create it, all that flags over here, right, and click event as well as that property. So as of now we required one property over here. So let me quickly add that property, that is delete, is delete over here, right? So this is the is delete, and let me assign to over here, so that once I just assign set the flag, okay, true and false, based on this confirmation dialog box will be appearing and hide, right? So this is one, and another actually that id. So store that id, so that purpose actually I just created this delete id, so that whatever that delete click, right, the confirmation click, whatever id we have receiving, so that we have to store in this id, so that once I click that final delete confirmation, that I can just use this id and delete that particular data. So that's why I just edit this to property. So now that is fine, and then we have to just create this to cancel and delete flag. So first let me create a cancel click event. So go down over here, and here I'll just have to just create that cancel. So let me quickly create that cancel. It's nothing, it's simply we have to set that flag as a true or false. So that cancel flag just set is delete flags, it's false, right? Because I want to remove that confirmation dialog box. Once I click the cancel, I want to remove that. So that's why I just created that guy, right? And then once it's done, now another click event is the delete one, right? So let me quickly that click another one is delete. So let me go down again, and here, so once I here just create another click event, right? So this is a click event, and what I'm trying to do, simply nothing, simply a Firebase client call the child, and using that similar fashion again that collection along with their id, right, which will getting from that setting. As of now I have not set, but I'll show you how we can set it, and then call this delete async method, so which will delete from that Firebase client. And then finally again I will set it the is delete flag is false and call this load data async, which is just load the data, whatever that latest data will get it the data and assign to in our collections. Save it. And now one last thing, actually we have to just create it. See, this two id two click event is created, right? So let me create over here, assign over here that a cancel, so that is cancel delete, right? And then another one is at the rate delete one, right? So let me quickly delete. So this two event just we have to implement over here, and once it's done, now let me open this uncomment this actually. So let me remove this. So remove over here. So once you remove, and now see it is complaining because I have to just create another click event. So once I confirmation click event, so based on this actually we have to show that pop-up message and hide, right? So what I am trying to do, we have to just create another function which will just, what are they doing, let me show you. That click event, nothing we have to do, we just set that id along with that flag, right? So see, I just create a click event, confirmation click event, right? And getting that id just set on a delete id property, as well as that is delete is true, right? Because if it is true, that pop-up message will be appearing. So now implementation, everything is done, right? And save it. And now try to run in our web application first. So let me choose that web application and run it and see in actions. Okay, now application got running. Once I click the total list, you will get the data. See, all the data is over here. Now see, once I click the delete one, see, there is a one issue. So confirmation dialog actually, style is over there, means whatever functionality is over there, but style is not proper, means that the confirmation dialog box should appearing in this top, right? In this whatever parent component, it should be on that front, right? So if I click no, that is fine. If I click yes, so it should be deleted. Now see, it is got deleted, means functionality is working fine, but that part is not working fine, right? Means design. So what I need to do, click cancel, and let me add one delete confirmation style. So see, just if you go to this section, see, this is that model pop-up, right? So based on this style actually it will appearing. So what I will do, I have to just create one style inside this over here. So let me quickly create one style component over here inside that. So let me add, paste it over here, right? And delete, go to that, delete css file, razor component css file. See, nothing we have to special, just add some style, so that that pop-up message, the dialog pop-up will appearing on that front, right? So now let me try to run this application one more time and click on that list and just click on delete button. Now see, this time it's working fine. No, it is working fine. And once you click yes, it's got deleted with this dialog box. So it is working fine. Now close that application and run. Okay, now choose that, Android application. Just try to run in Android. So choose over here Android application and run it. Okay, now finally it's got running in the Android. Okay, and just change it to the hotel list. And once you click that hotel list, it should be got loaded all the data. Now see, all the data is got loaded over here with this 4 item. And if I want to delete something, for example this guy, so if I trying to delete, see, same confirmation dialog box is over there, and once I click yes, it should be deleted as well. So now see, it also deleted. Now just check it to in our window application as well, in desktop application, run it is to without debug mode. Now this application also got running. Click on that hotel list, and if I want to delete something, so see, the same dialog box is appearing over here. Click yes, it should be deleted. Now see, So all that functionality is working for all that environment, right? So let me show you all the environment, all the platform put together. So let me open this as a web application as well without debug mode. And now this is that window, this is that web, and this is that Android application, right? And if I click this guy, if I click this guy, and if I click this guy, now see, all that application is working as expected, right? So add, update, delete, complete hotel management system in one shared library, and across that all that platform, it's working fine without any changes changing required, right? So that's how actually we can implement .NET MAUI app with web app, right? So that's all for this session, and have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.